Jaylen Brown is doing something right now that forces everyone around the NBA to stop, pay attention, and rethink what they thought they knew about his ceiling as a player. This is not just a hot streak. This is not a temporary scoring surge. What Jaylen Brown is showing in December is the product of years of refinement, patience, and an evolution that is finally aligning talent, opportunity, and responsibility at the perfect moment in his career. Every single time Jaylen Brown has stepped onto the floor this month, he has delivered at least 30 points. Night after night, regardless of opponent, coverage, or game flow, Brown has consistently reached a scoring level that only the league's true superstars can sustain. That kind of consistency is rare. It demands not just skill but discipline, awareness, and an elite understanding of when to attack and when to let the game come to you. On Friday night against the Indiana Pacers, that streak was momentarily in question. With just over 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, Brown sat at 24 points. The Boston Celtics were comfortably ahead, holding a 25-point lead. Under normal circumstances, that would have been the signal for the starters to take a seat, for the coaching staff to protect their stars, and for Brown's night to quietly end short of the milestone. His replacement was already waiting at the scorer's table. The game appeared settled. The building knew it. The Pacers knew it. And yet, Jaylen Brown had other plans. Rather than forcing shots or demanding touches, Brown did what he has done best all season. He waited. He read the floor. He recognized the moment. And in a matter of seconds, he buried 2 three-pointers just 32 seconds apart. No theatrics. No hesitation. Just calm execution. In the blink of an eye, the streak was preserved. Brown finished the night with 30 points on an incredibly efficient 13 for 20 shooting performance. He knocked down 2 of his 3 attempts from beyond the arc, both arriving exactly when they were needed. Beyond the scoring, he contributed 4 assists and 4 steals, impacting the game on both ends of the floor as Boston cruised to a convincing 140-122 victory. What makes this stretch so compelling is not just the numbers but how they are being achieved. Jaylen Brown is no longer relying purely on athleticism or brute force. His game has matured. It has slowed down. He is no longer reacting to defenses. He is dictating terms. Head coach Joe Mazzulla addressed this evolution directly after the game, and his explanation captured what many have been observing all season. According to Mazzulla, Brown's biggest leap has been his balance. He is choosing his moments more intelligently. He understands when to be aggressive within the offense and when to allow the flow of the game to create easier opportunities. Boston has been playing at a faster pace, which has unlocked transition scoring chances for Brown. These are points that do not require heavy isolation or grinding possessions. Instead, they come from anticipation, effort, and positioning. That pace allows Brown to score efficiently while conserving energy, a crucial factor in sustaining elite performance over long stretches. Mazzulla also emphasized Brown's commitment to studying the game. This version of Jaylen Brown is not just physically prepared, he is mentally locked in. He spends extensive time reading defensive coverages, understanding tendencies, and adjusting his approach based on how teams try to take him away. That preparation has allowed him to stay one step ahead, even as opponents adjust. Perhaps most importantly, Brown has mastered the art of picking his spots. He knows when the team needs him to take over, and when his presence alone is enough to bend the defense. That awareness allows him to stay fresh late in games, where his scoring efficiency often peaks. This growth is happening at a stage in Brown's career when many players plateau. More than a decade into professional basketball, most stars rely on what they already are. Jaylen Brown, however, is still adding layers to his game. That willingness to evolve is what separates great players from truly elite ones. As a result, Brown has placed himself firmly into the MVP conversation. He is averaging nearly 30 points per game while shooting over 50% from the field, an efficiency level typically reserved for dominant interior scorers. At the same time, he is distributing nearly 5 assists per game, showing a willingness to elevate teammates rather than dominate possessions. Peyton Pritchard summed it up best after the win in Indiana. He described Brown as one of the top players in the NBA and made it clear that this is not a temporary label. According to Pritchard, Brown proves his superstar status every single night. This individual leap is also reshaping the trajectory of the Boston Celtics as a team. Entering the season, expectations were uncertain. Questions surrounded leadership, depth, and how the team would respond during stretches without Jason Tatum. Instead of faltering, Boston has surged. The Celtics currently sit third in the Eastern Conference with a 19-11 record, defying early skepticism and positioning themselves as a legitimate contender. Brown's evolution sits at the center of that success. He has not merely filled a gap, he has elevated the team's identity. Boston's upcoming road trip adds another layer of significance. On Sunday, the Celtics travel to Portland to face the Trailblazers. If Jaylen Brown scores at least 30 points again, he will tie Larry Bird for the longest streak of consecutive 30-point games in franchise history. That is not a trivial comparison. Larry Bird is not just a Celtics legend, he is one of the most revered figures in NBA history. To approach a record held by Bird is to enter rare air. It places Brown's current run in historical context, reminding fans that what they are witnessing is not ordinary. What makes the potential milestone even more impressive is how unforced it feels. Brown is not chasing records. He is not hunting shots. The offense flows naturally through him because he has earned that trust. Defenses load up on him, yet he remains efficient. Teammates feed off his confidence, knowing that when the moment arrives, Brown will deliver. This version of Jaylen Brown is not defined solely by scoring totals. His defensive engagement remains elite. His steals disrupt momentum. His physical presence sets a tone, and his leadership, once questioned, has become undeniable. As Boston looks ahead, the implications are enormous. When Jason Tatum eventually returns to full strength, the Celtics will not simply regain a star. They will be adding one to a team that has already learned how to win behind Jaylen Brown. That balance could be what pushes Boston from contender to favorite. The league is watching. Opponents are adjusting. And still, Brown continues to produce. This is what growth looks like at the highest level. It is quiet confidence. It is preparation meeting opportunity. It is a player understanding exactly who he is and how to maximize it. Jaylen Brown's December run is not just about tying records or stacking box scores. It is about rewriting narratives. It is about proving that development does not stop at a certain age. And it is about showing that superstardom is as much about intelligence and restraint as it is about raw talent. If this is the version of Jaylen Brown the Celtics get moving forward, the ceiling for this franchise rises dramatically. And if history is any indication, the best may still be ahead. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jaylen Brown's evolution and what it means for the Boston Celtics, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest NBA breakdowns and Celtics coverage.